Alright everyone, welcome back again to more Tsukihime. Let's continue. History sees me out as I leave the mansion. The Tono estate rests atop a high hill on the outskirts of Soya, quite a distance from the station. From the vast stretch of forest in the area, it's easy to think that the manor was built simply to be an entrance to it. It only takes a little more than 30 minutes to pass the station and get to school from here. I should be able to make it in time for homeroom if I hurry a bit. I make my way down the long decline. It's my first time taking this route to school since I always took the train when I was in with the Arimas. It almost feels like I'm going to an entirely different school. I don't see many from Soya High in this area. 7:30 AM. I seem to be the only one wearing a school uniform. Unlike the south exit yesterday, the north exit is crowded with commuters. Men in suits rush by on their way to work, the kind of sight that's entirely common. They appear unbothered by the recent happenings in the city. Or at least, it's not enough to warrant changing their day-to-day schedule. Regardless, there's no obvious change to the town. I guess a few would avoid going out at night based on a bad feeling like Arihiko. I head to the residential district away from the station. Unlike before, the road here is packed with uniformed students. My phone tells me I have 5 minutes until the school gate closes. I quicken my pace, dashing down the asphalt path so I won't be late. It took me around 30 minutes just like I told Hisui. I did have to run once or twice, so I should leave a bit before 7:30 if I want to have plenty of time. Arihiko isn't here today. I guess him coming yesterday really was a fluke. I walk over to my desk greeting my classmates on the way. I check my phone for the few minutes I have until homeroom starts. I scan the morning news as well as both school forums. The official one created at the behest of the younger teachers, and an anonymous board made by students. There's nothing particularly interesting this morning. I look up and find that the vast majority of other students are spending their time in a similar fashion. Apparently, most teachers over 30 say we don't have any real friends. A common misconception by the previous generations. Yeah, I mean, one of my best friends is from high school, so... All that's changed is how we define our friendships. We value our friends behind the monitor as much as those we talk to in person. Our class gets along just fine. If anything, it used to be difficult to make friends outside of your own class. But that's not the case anymore. It's easier than ever to find people you click with. Homeroom doesn't need to be like a family anymore, as long as people get along okay. The rapid growth of the internet has bridged any gap in knowledge caused by age. We might not share the same wealth of experience, but I'd say we're pretty even when it comes to day-to-day things. They say we have no passion, no dreams, no hope, but I don't think that's our fault. The world is smaller than it used to be. Even elementary schoolers know just how stalled our society has become, which is why it's become difficult to have dreams in this day and age. That's what it means to share information. The larger our collective knowledge grows, the smaller the lives of the people who possess it seem to become. People used to look beyond the horizon to learn. There's no need anymore. We don't need to go anywhere. People may be free, but they've lost all reason to venture outside their narrow world. That is very true these days. Whether that be the classroom, school, or city, people feel trapped. At least that's what people say. and that's just their personal opinion. I don't feel that sense of being trapped. I don't have any problems with our society or feel like we're stuck. The only thing I'm worried about is enjoying every day I have as much as I can. To start with, it's probably wrong for someone dreaming up the simple life to drone on about the complexities of society. I bet I'm full of misconceptions. The bell for homeroom rings while I'm lost in thought. The students who had been chatting away return to their seats. I put away my phone and ready my mind for class. Thus begins my second day of school since returning home. It's been 3 minutes since homeroom began. Our replacement for Miss Toyama has yet to arrive. Murmuring spread through the room. The class isn't far from crumbling into disorder. The students have completely lost focus. Everyone would prefer to goof off until the first period if we're going to be forgotten about anyways. Just 1 more minute. We'll behave for 1 more minute. After that, we can do whatever we want. Just so we all make the unspoken agreement, the door rolls open.
Hi! 皆さん静かに静かに。ホームルームを始めますよ。
Oh, I remember her. She's from Melty Blood. I think. The classroom falls silent. We stare at the complete stranger who just entered the room. She obviously isn't Japanese. In fact, she looks more like a college student than a teacher.
あれ？何かしらこの空気。皆さん揃ってカチンコチンになっちゃってるけど。何？私ったらバジ系女子？ああ、いけない。ちょっと例えがマイナーよね。日本風に言うとリング系女子？でも先生、名前は貞子じゃないんだけど。
I cringe. Still a pretty ancient reference. The woman doesn't seem bothered by it. She stands behind the teacher's podium and gives an exaggerated cough.
はじめまして。富山先生が転任なされたので、その代行としてやってきた新任の藍染ノエルです。1ヶ月だけのお付き合いになりますが、皆さんよろしくお願いします。担当学科は体育と英語。好きな食べ物はモンブラン。もらって嬉しいプレゼントは現金ないしウェブマネーで、 NG ワードはペットショップ。質問は随時受け付けますので、遠慮なくアタックしてください。
A thunderous crash breaks the silence. The sound originated from a male student who jumped up from his chair after seeing Miss Noel's wink. I have to admit, it got me as well. Miss Noel isn't what I'd call an absolute stunner, but that only adds to her charm. I guess you could say it makes her more approachable. She's the kind of slightly older woman guys my age are really into. Her charm is hard to put into words, but there's something about her that I think tickles every high school guy's fancy.
質問です。ノエル先生はおいくつなんでしょうか？
Of course, asking the important questions.
それよりどこにお住まいなんでしょうか？休みの過ごし方とか趣味が知りたいです。つうか、好きな高校生のタイプは誰ですか？
Coming off a little strong, guys. A wave of questions comes flooding from the boys. Stuff like this would usually be saved for the anonymous message boards, but after that wink, it seems the guys couldn't wait. The girls look at the boys like they're human trash, but this doesn't seem to bother them, now feverishly bombarding Miss Noel with questions.
トビウオみたいな反応ありがとう。年齢はどうせ女子の皆さんが暴いちゃうだろうから言っちゃうと25歳。住まいは2駅隣の賃貸マンション。好きなタイプは大人の頭の文系男子。趣味は日曜教会でお手伝いをしています。隣町の教会だから興味があったらお祈りに来てくれると先生嬉しいな。
I was off by 2 years. I pegged her for a 23-year-old.
教会？何先生、シスターなの？っていうか趣味でシスターやってるんですか？
ええ、私の国じゃそう珍しいことじゃありません。まだまだボランティアレベルで、 悩める子羊の告白を解決してあげてるだけですけど。
Miss Noel's surprising openness creates a stir among the male students. If I'm being honest, the word none has piqued my own interest. The girls, on the other hand, are playing with their phones in silence. I casually check the anonymous student forums to see what they're saying. Ugh, the boys are so gross. Do they actually think anyone would be into them? She's not even that pretty. I wish she'd do that, oh look at me, I'm French thing somewhere else. She's like, not even hiding how much she's loving this. About what I expected. More and more gossip is posted to the forum. Before long, the class has been bizarrely split among gender lines. The tribes are firmly divided into disgusting boys and nasty girls. A war of cliques right out of the middle school. Miss Noel smiles wanly as she watches the chaos unfold.
この子たち、頭の程度は大丈夫なのかしら。
Not something you expect to hear from a teacher. Unable to keep up with what's happening, I take a look around and meet eyes with Yumizuka. It looks like she feels the same as me. What is happening? The classroom is lively. What should have been a normal day now feels anything but. Morning classes have ended. The classroom feels even more restless than usual. Tensions have been simmering between the guys and the girls since the third period, Miss Noel's class. It seems that the girls have put Miss Noel in the teachers we don't like category. Of course they would, of course. In any case, it's lunch now. Most of the class is making their way to the cafeteria or the school store. The only ones left in the classrooms are Yumizuka and her group of friends. Now, where should I get lunch? Alright, I'll eat at the cafeteria, I'll buy some bread and eat in the classroom. I'll go into the hallway and think about it. This seems like I want to save my game type of choice. We'll go... for here. Okay, I'll buy some bread and eat in the classroom. I'll get some bread at the school store and have a simple lunch. My financial prospects from here on out are looking a little grim. The head of the Tono family does not fool around, so I'm not even going to try asking for extra allowance. Best not to get my hopes up. So I need to keep my expenses as low as I can. It would be pathetic if I ended up going broke. That's true. Play it safe. I got the usual from the school store, some filled bread and a carton of tea. It was a madhouse since they just started selling some new kind of bread, so it took me a while to get my lunch. The packed lunch crowd has already finished eating and are just chatting now.
遠野くん、これからランチ？
そう。うるさいのもいないし、気楽にね。弓塚さんは？
私はもう済ませちゃった。それでちょっとおかずが余っちゃったんだけど、これからお昼ならサイドメニューとしてどうかな？
Hell yeah! I shoot a surreptitious glance at Yumizuka's gaggle of friends. It looks like they're whispering with each other about what's happening between us. Whatever's going on here, if I refuse her offer, Yumizuka is sure to be ridiculed for it later.
それはありがたい。パンだけじゃ味気ないし、ありがたくごちそうになります。
I clap my hands together in appreciation.
そうだよね。パンだけって寂しいよね。はい、これ唐揚げとアサリの佃煮。
What an odd combination. Her mom made the karage, but Yumizuka made the clams. I have to say, it wasn't bad. Thanks to her, my lunch has become a lot more appetizing.
ごちそうさま。美味しかった。次に機会があれば、次はこっちがお返しさせていただきます。
今日はたまたまだから。それより、そうそう、富山先生の話聞いた？
富山の話って昨日のやつか？不幸にあったとかそういう噂の。
あれ間違いなんだって。何でも自動車事故に巻き込まれて足を骨折したから入院することになったらしいよ。
It's better than the alternative outcome. I'm glad she's okay. Well, better yet, I'm glad she's alive.
そうか、それは良かった。あ、いや、良くないな。足を怪我して入院ってことは歩けないってことだもんな。富山からしたらふざけるなって怒られそうだ。
そうだよね。私ったら何喜んでるんだろう。ごめんなさい、考えが足りませんでした。
Yumisuka's smile turns into a remorseful frown. But I get how she feels. Even if it was just a rumor, people were saying that she died. It's only natural to be relieved after hearing that she was actually just injured.
気にしないで。俺も弓塚さんと同じだったし。けど、それじゃあしばらく担任不在か。いなければいないで寂しいもんだな。
早く治して戻ってきてほしいよね。
I feel the corners of my mouth turn up. Yumisuka's smile must be contagious. She might not be a head-turning beauty, but she makes up for it with her ability to put people at ease. This charming trait has made her our class go-to confidant. Yumisuka is quiet and easygoing, but she's become very popular regardless. Everyone tacitly agreed to recommend her for the role of class rep, and despite her modest protest of, "I wouldn't be good at that," she's been nothing but a natural at it. Before I know it, there are only 2 minutes left until lunch ends. I got some good news, and Arihiko isn't here to make a ruckus. This has the makings of a peaceful afternoon. But I'm sort of unclear as to why she's hanging around me.
弓塚さん、もうすぐ5限目だよ。
Another dense main character.
知ってる。あと1分でチャイムだよね。
ああ、みんなチャイムが鳴ってから席に戻るだろうからまだ余裕はあるけど。
Now, I wonder if in this version of the remake they actually added a route for her, because I remember that was the plan in the original. I'm not sure.
いや、どうかな。私的には余裕はないんだけど、でも乾くんがいない今がチャンスというか、
With the bell about to ring, our classmates starting to take their seats, Yumisuka struggles to articulate what she's trying to say.
ですね。これ余ってるから遠野くん使うかな。
Yumisuka holds out a small card. It's a rewards card for a diner.
ありがとう。でもいいの？
ポイントは溜まってるから。いや、友達がピンチでアルバイトに応募したら店長さんにカードいっぱいもらっちゃって、気が向いたら食べに来てね。夕方7時とかそういう時間に。
Yumisuka hastily retreats back to her seat. The bell rings. Truth be told, this is a nice turn of events, but the situation is a bit too complicated for me to simply feel happy about it. All because Arihiko went and brought that stuff up during lunch yesterday. We had just wrapped up our conversation about the Tono family and we're about to finish our lunches.
ところで弓塚のことだけど、お前あいつに気があるとか付き合う気とかあんの？
Just like that, I find myself in an unsolicited life counseling session.
なんで今そんな話を。
いや、今朝もアプローチされてたでしょ君。ちょいと気になってな。弓塚一応クラスのアイドル扱いだろ。万が一にもお前さんに脈があるなら止めておこうと思ってな。
はあ？なんだそりゃ。俺が弓塚さんをどう思っていようとお前には関係ないだろ。
そりゃねえけどよ。どっちも不幸になる組み合わせとか見てらんねえって思っただけ。弓塚はああ見えてなんつうか、まあいいや。確かに俺が口を挟むことじゃねえ。でどうなんだよ、あいつと付き合う気あんの？あんだけモーションかけられてたら普通は即彼女確定だろ
う。それは難しいと思うけど。
ほう、弓塚タイプじゃないのか？
そうじゃなくて、断っておくと俺弓塚さんタイプだからな。お前が粉かけようものなら全力で止めるぐらい。
パパかてめえは。じゃあなんで距離取ってんだよ。
いや、それがなんていうか、弓塚さんを見てるとなんでか悲しくなるんだ俺。
そりゃひでえ。脈なしとかありとかそれ以前の話だったか。
I bury my face in my hands, frustrated by my own selfishness. But I've always been like this, and I've never been able to do anything about it. Every decent person I meet, it's like I subconsciously put them on a pedestal and keep them at arm's length. It's not that I dislike them or anything. I just get scared and can't let myself get close to them. And now I have this card worth exactly 1,000 yen that I have no idea what to do with. The name of the restaurant is Lindbergh. It's a run-of-the-mill diner by the north exit of Soya Station. School ends. I didn't have any dizziness or anemia. It was a good day today. Well, if you discount the emergence of a strange new virus rampaging through our classroom. The girls have taken to calling it Noel fever. Noelitis is another one. Not even lunch served to cool the tension between the afflicted boys and girls side eyeing them. It's looking like the battle will continue into tomorrow. The boys who managed to break the fever were showered with praise by the girls, but labeled idiots, traitors, and worse by their still feverish former brethren. Just another day at high school.
確かにあんまりいないタイプの美人だけどな、ノエル先生。
Still, I don't understand why everyone's so obsessed with her. I mean, Akiya is way pretty.
ああ、いたいた。ちょっといい、しきくん。
Did she telepathically detect my roasting or something?
あら、口から心臓でも吐き出しそうな顔なのね。何かいけないことでも考えていたのかしら？
いえ、そういうわけでは決して。それより何でしょうか、ノエル先生。
I swallowed the guilt I feel from comparing Miss Noel and Akiya and try my best to change the subject. And then, a smile flickers across Miss Noel's face like she's seen straight through me.
ノエル先生という響きはいいものね。先輩って呼ばれるよりずっといいわ。日本にはまだ慣れていなくて不安だったけど、あなたみたいに純朴な子に先生って呼ばれるのは癖になりそう。背徳的でちょっとドキドキしちゃうもの。
ノエル先生、ちょっと近いんですけど。
気にしないで。というか、こういう時は鈍いふりをして黙っているものよ。
Quite forward of you.
ほら、ね、私の首筋、綺麗でしょ？
What are you aiming at, miss? I don't know if it's nerves or the power of the setting sun. I hear her voice not from in front of me, but behind me, like she's whispering directly into my ear.
そう警戒しないで。ただ指と指を重ねるだけ。体温を伝えるだけ。私の体を預けるだけ。
What the hell is going on?
そう。あなたに私を食べてもらいたいだけ。
Her breath nears. Our legs entwine. She wraps her arms around my back like she doesn't want me escaping. Right in front of me, a woman's smooth, seductive neck.
ほら、心音だけでとろけてしまうでしょ。だから忘れて。あなたを忘れて。邪魔なものは全部取ってしまえばいいの。その建前も、そのメガネも。
Her fingers slither up to my glasses. The moment she touches them, I jump away. My entire body revolts against the idea of seeing the lines.
なんて、新任記念の冗談でした。
That is not something a teacher is supposed to be doing, period.
日本風に言うと、ちょっとしたスキンシップ？じゃなくて、名刺交換？どっちにしても、まだまだ形だけの付き合いってことね、私たち。
冗談って、ノエル先生。
I don't think that's what you would call what just transpired. There's a limit to the kind of jokes you can crack as a teacher.
そもそも用は何なんですか？俺を探してたような口ぶりでしたけど。
ああ、それはもういいの。ちょっと手伝ってもらいたいことがあっただけ。それももう終わったわ。それじゃあ、さようならしきくん。富山先生みたいにならないよう気をつけて帰ってね。
Now, how did she know my name? Miss Noel leaves with a wave. Something about that last remark bothers me. Asking about Toyama, but I choose not to think about. Oh, I'm gonna ask. But before that, we're super saving. Because that was weird. Where do I wanna? Wait, what? Okay, where do I wanna? Over here? Well, ask about Miss Toyama.
ノエル先生。
I call out to her. I can't help but ask.
富山先生みたいにってどんなです？
I ask a question that shouldn't be asked. Miss Noel, the substitute for Miss Toyama, softly places her index finger to her lips.
富山先生はね、昨日お亡くなりになったのよ。
Wait, what? Then why the hell did they lie and say she was just, like, in the hospital or something, injured?
公園の外れで体の半分が焼け落ちていたんだって。
She responds almost like she's singing. I leave the school. The left side of my throat hurts a little, like something has scratched it. I don't have anything to do. Let's go to the diner. Better not waste that, was it a gift card or something for us? Maybe I'll drop by that diner. The rewards card that Yumizuka gave me is still in my wallet. I'm not hungry. I could have a cup of tea. I don't want to make her gift go to waste, so I'll check out where she works. The nape of my neck is strangely warm. It feels swollen. Maybe that's why I don't remember where I'm going. Light covers the city like water from a leaky pipe. It's far more lively than this morning. The shining headlights of cars, the throngs of people that the station swallows up and spits out. The number of uniformed students have dropped drastically. And brightly clothed people now on the streets. I rise from the bench I was sitting on. It's time. I start towards the shopping district, though I have no reason to go there. I slip into the side street, away from the main avenue. It's more of an alley than a street. There's no one around. Completely silent. No sign of life. Nothing except the rustling from in there. This guy walking into dangerous areas, man. The light from the vending machines is blinding. A modern convenience at odds with this place. I hurry past the glaring brightness. I make for the darkness. Darkness befitting of the night. The shadowy place is more confined and further from prying eyes. I place my hands on the rusted fence. If I can open this and go inside, I can.
ちょっと、そこの人。
The voice stops me in my tracks. I come back to my senses in a daze. I don't understand. Why did I come here? And why was I trying to go in there?
すみません。100円持ってませんか？
Oh, it's this girl again. I turn around and find a strange girl standing in front of the vending machines. It seems she wants to buy a drink but doesn't have any change. I'm not sure if it's the guilt I feel at losing myself or if I just can't bring myself to refuse, but I hand the girl 100 yen.
どうも、助かりました。
The girl pushes my money through the coin slot and presses a button. She picks up the can that is dispensed, then scrunches her face into a frown.
こんな時間に散歩とか、のんきですね。お家の人、待ってるんじゃないですか？
ああ。
I check my phone. The clock informs me it's 7:40 without a hint of mercy. I have 20 minutes until my curfew. In a panic, I make to dash out of the alleyway. When from behind,
待ってください。
the girl calls out to me again.
何？悪いけど急いで。
The girl tosses the canned drink to me. Surprised, I catch it. Didn't she buy this for herself, though?
それ、あげます。
なんで？
どれも飲めない味でした。
The girl voices her displeasure and walks past me briskly.
いや、呆れてる場合じゃない。
I rush away as well. What kind of brother, no, what kind of human being breaks his curfew on the first day? I gotta get back now or else Akia will rip me a new one.
Tadaima.
I open and close the door as quietly as possible and sneak into the lobby. I make sure my greeting isn't too loud or too quiet. It's 1 minute before 8. My mad dash from the station narrowly got me home on time, but I feel like I'm gonna throw up. That hill is a killer. I totally forgot that my downhill path to school means I have to climb uphill to get back home.
お帰りなさいませ、四季様。お疲れとは存じますが、お部屋に戻る前に執務室においでください。明葉様からお話があるとのことです。
But we made it just in time.
執務室ですか。
I should have guessed that being called into the office meant Akia wasn't happy with me.
寄り道をするのは金銭に余裕があるからでしょう。今回の罰として兄さんの月々の交友費を2割ほど減らすことにします。
That's a bit much. My punishment, doled out to me the moment I entered the office without any chance to explain myself. I guess I didn't realize I'd be getting money each month from my sister, and now it's already been slashed. I hope you're happy, old man. Akiya is even stricter than you were.
でもそれはないだろう。俺は門限は守ったんだぞ。まあ日が暮れる前にってのは守れなかったけど。
あら、それは意外でした。私と約束を交わした自覚はあったんですね。ではどうして守れなかったんです？
いやー、それがつい忘れてたみたいで。
兄さん、私も言い忘れていました。
Uh-oh.
罰の追加として今夜の夕食は抜きとします。
Now that's just mean.
な
She's a tyrant. If she's this angry when I actually make my curfew, I don't know whether I'll survive it if I actually miss it. I trudged back across the lobby on my way to my room. Despite my protest, I wasn't able to convince Akiya to let me have dinner. Though she did agree to only decrease my allowance by 10%. A singular but important victory as an older brother.
四季さん、四季さん。
琥珀さん。
Oh, is she gonna help? Kaku calls out to me before I arrive at my room. Hidden in the corner of the hallway, she seems to have reverted to her conspirator mode from this morning.
もうダメですよ。今日ぐらいはちゃんと帰ってこないと。いくらなんでも1日目なら言うことを聞いてくれるだろうって、もうありえないぐらい早めに帰ってきてたんですから。
帰ってきてたって誰がですか？
そんなの決まって。いえ、なんでもございません。それはともかくとして、夕食抜きは使用人として見過ごせません。ですのでお部屋の方に軽食をご用意しておきました。おにぎりとお味噌汁という簡単なものですが。
Food is food, I'll take it. Thank you, Kohaku. What a thoughtful housekeeper. It was the same on my phone this morning. She's being so nice to me even though it might get her in trouble with Akiha.
でもいいんですか？俺はすごく助かりますけど。
はい、四季さんの健康に関わることですもの。それにこれは翡翠ちゃんも同意していますから、明葉様に見つかっても2人で謝れば許していただけますよ。
そうか、あの子も。
Despite how stoic she looks, she's pretty thoughtful. I guess she took pity on me having to go without dinner, though she didn't show it.
四季さん、あの子じゃないのです。翡翠ちゃんです。
ああ、うん、分かってる。でもまだうまく話せないから気軽に名前で呼ぶのは申し訳ない気がして。
いいえ、それはいけません。ひどいお話です。翡翠ちゃんはああ見えてとっても優しいんですから。四季さんもどうかこれからは気軽に家族と思って翡翠ちゃんと呼んであげてくださいな。
Kohaku looked straight at me. Maybe I have been a little unfair to Hisui. She's looking out for me just like Kohaku is. I should give her a break.
わかりました。これからは何があっても翡翠ちゃん、いや、ちゃん付けはさすがに恥ずかしいんで翡翠の名前を呼びます。
はい、それは大変ようございます。
Kohaku bids me a good evening and returns to the first floor. In my heart, I give thanks to my guardian angel, the nightingale of the Tono Mansion, and return to my room. Onigiri, huh? No doubt they're delicious if Kohaku made them. After I scarfed down Kohaku's onigiri, Hisui came to tell me the bath was available. And by the time I returned to my room, it's 9 p.m. It's a little too early to sleep. All I have to read is textbooks. And I'm not feeling particularly tired. If I have time to kill anyway, I'll go to the parlor and talk with Akiha, stop by Kohaku's room. Choices. Alright. I guess we'll go talk with Akiha. I made Akiha angry today. I'd like to try and talk a bit, try to cover this distance between us, or rather, try to tear down this barbed wire wall. But it's late. She may be my sister, but it's not right to show up at a ladies' room without an invitation.
そもそもあいつの部屋どこだよって話だしな。東館の奥の方かな。
I'll ask Hisui or Kohaku sometime. For now, I tried the parlor. I know she spends time there after dinner, so it's possible I could still find her.
おや、一日ぶりだね、四季君。一晩経って遠野に戻ってきた実感は出てきたかい？
Ah, it's you again. I narrowly stifle a cry of surprise. In the parlor is the strange bandaged man I met yesterday, Goto Saiki.
こんばんは。佐伯ゴートさんでしたよね。
佐伯だけでいい。名前というものは認めるに値する人間にしか口にされたくないものだからね。
Goto Saiki smiles scornfully as he speaks.
少し驚きました。こんな時間に来訪ですか？
I offer a remark of my own, ignoring his obvious provocation. I still don't know the first thing about this guy, and until I do, I won't have a clue as to how I should respond to what he says.
こんな時間？ああ、消灯前だったか。牧久氏が残した悪い伝統の一つだな。0時を迎える前に屋敷の火を落とし、住民に眠りを強要する。彼は夜を嫌悪していた。いや、正確には夜に起きることか。ここは洋館としての作りも土地が持つ歴史も素晴らしいものだが、この決まりだけはいただけない。遠野家の当主が夜から目を背けるなぞ。
それが何か。夜通し騒ぐよりははるかにマシな規則ですけど。
I find myself defending my father despite my own issues with the policy. Feels like any slight against him is a slight against Aki as well.
勘に触ったかね。結構少しは立場をわきまえているようだ。感動された身であっても父親の名誉を守る。牧久氏はいい息子を持ったな。
こんな時間に来訪するのは非常識ではと聞いているんですが。
非常識ではないよ。遅めの仕事を終えて自分の家に帰ってくる。これはごく自然な日常では。
I'm taken aback. One's own home. Is he saying he belongs in this mansion? But he said yesterday that he wasn't a relative.
失礼。少々気の早い返答だった。私はよそ者だ。宿泊用に部屋を与えられているが、立場的には賓客だ。今はまだ。
Goto Saiki gets up from the sofa with a low chuckle. He must mean to leave the parlor.
今夜は部屋に資料を取りに来ただけだよ、四季君。仕事を終えてというのは嘘でね。宗谷の都市開発はこれからだ。まだ片付けなくてはいけない案件が山ほどある。今夜は寝ずの番というやつさ。私が牧久氏を非難したのはこういうことだ。現代のビジネスに昼も夜もない。夜になれば朝を待つだけなんて身の毛もよだつ方針だ。いつまでも前時代の気分で会社を回されてはこれを引き継ぐ者が迷惑する。
Goto Saiki exits the hall. I hear Kwaku's voice coming from the lobby. She must be seeing him out. Based on what I just heard, I think I can assume that my father and Goto Saiki weren't on good terms. Now I'm in an inexplicably foul mood. I'll talk with Akia later. I'll just head back to my room and go to bed. It's 10 o'clock. The lights in the room go out automatically. Apparently, things are set up so that all lights in the mansion go out when it hits 10, aside from those in the office. Manually flipping the switch should turn a room's lights back on again, but that's intended for emergencies only. They'd probably catch me if I tried to use my room's nightstand light. And I'm not allowed to go outside my room after 10 either.
こっそりスタンドライトでも買ってくるとか
They have little foldable ones about the size of a cell phone these days. This is just way too early for lights on, any way you slice it.
ま、必要はないか。基本夜は寝るものだし。試験期間の時なら就寝時間も伸ばしてもらえるだろう。
I change into the clean pajamas set aside for me and crawl into bed. Ever since I was injured in that accident, part of me has resisted lying down like this. I used to hate letting my body get comfortable, and even more so if it meant sleeping on a soft bed. From what I hear, it caused a lot of trouble for Keiko when I first stayed with the Arimas. I always slept like a rock, but I hated going to sleep.
Yoshi, 寝るか。
I announced it to myself, even though it should go without saying. I took off my glasses and closed my eyes. I only had trouble sleeping when I was a child. Now, once I close my eyes, I can fall asleep just as well as. Oh, I don't like that. A strange cry washes over my ears like a wave. The howl of an animal. It sounds too high to be a dog. It rings in my eardrums. Is it howling at the moon? There's a gnawing in the pit of my stomach. The howling brings on a headache. The sound doesn't stop. It's like a bullet rattling around the inside of my skull. I throw on my glasses and open my eyes. The dog is still howling somewhere outside the window. The clock has just struck 11. How am I supposed to sleep like this?
くそ、何なんだよこの鳴き声。